Hi there, Happy New Year for 2016. This is Fiona talking to you from Beijing, China. And in this video and maybe another video, I think I'll split it in two, I'll talk about Rife machines for treatment for Lyme disease or other illnesses as well. So in this video, I want to show you what Rife machine I've got and how it works, how to use it, and also what frequencies I've used, and a little bit about how I've chosen the frequencies, but I'll go into more detail about choosing a frequency and an actual treatment plan with a Rife machine. So when I say treatment plan, I'm talking about self-treatment. So this is something that is, I believe, this machine is maybe not approved by FDA. It's not, you're not going to find it in mainstream medicine. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a patient, really. I treat myself using various different things, including a Rife machine. So the information I'm giving you is from my experience only, and is just for some additional information for you if you're thinking of buying a Rife machine or getting treatment from someone who's got a Rife machine. So I'll tell you first about the one that I've got. It's called the Rife Digital Professional. Let's take a look. So here's the machine itself. I've got it plugged in. You can see the light is on. I'm using my iPad to take this video, so I'm not too sure if the wording comes out properly for you. It says Rife Digital Professional. Here's the power switch. This little light tells you that it is plugged in. Master reset, I'll talk about that later. And here's a picture of the guy, Dr. Royal Rife, who came up with an older version of this machine back in the 20s or 30s, definitely the 30s, 1930s. It might have even been as early as the 20s, but it never picked up for reasons I'm not too sure on. You can do your research on that. But anyway, here's the back of the machine, gives you a little bit more information. This little thing was bought for $900 US. I think that might have included shipping. And when I went abroad, away from Canada, when I called the company and asked them about the adapter and what I should use for the power adapter for some kind of, because the plugs are different when you travel abroad. So they actually sent me a handful of different adapters for different countries for free. So that was pretty cool. And I'll show you the rest of them, the rest of how to put this on. Hang on one second here, let's see. Okay. So bear with me while I move the camera here. So, before I do that, sorry about that. There are, as you could see on the machine, there are 3 outlets on this one. So one is for the electrical outlet that plugs into the wall, and 2 others are for straps that strap to either your feet or your hands or both. And I'll show you those straps right now. So what I normally do, as the book suggests, it's a good idea to do a treatment while you're resting or sleeping. Overnight treatments are highly recommended, but if you're just starting out, it's not a good idea to do overnight. So just start with short times. I'll talk about the timing and everything later. So here's the strap. Here's one strap. And here's another strap. So this is one port, 2 straps. You can see there's a red one and a black one. It doesn't matter which foot or hand you put it on, but the way I've worked it out, see, they're Velcro straps, and they were longer than this. They were much longer, so I actually cut them, but I had to sew them up so that they wouldn't fray. So now I don't even unstrap them anymore because they're in the nice perfect size for my foot. So what I do is just squeeze it over my foot like that. If you're working on other people, then yeah, you're gonna have to undo the straps. But you might notice in here, see this little round thing? That part must touch your skin. So if you're putting it on your foot or your hands, make sure it's off to the side a little bit from your foot or the palm of your hand. If you have it in the middle, you've got this gap that's in the sole of your foot or the palm of your hand. So make sure it's off to the side just a little bit. That full circle will touch your skin, and then the electricity actually goes in. You can't really feel it. Sometimes I do feel a little something, maybe a little tingle, but there's never any pain or hardly any sensation. Other people who've tried this sometimes just say they don't feel anything. So you put those on both your feet. If your feet tend to get cold, just take a sock and put it over, and just make sure the sock doesn't get under the strap. So make sure it goes over top, or you could just keep it up here, whatever. I tend to cover it right up so my feet stay warm, and then just lie down and relax. Same goes for your feet or your hands. My hand straps, I've done the same thing. The red one I'm using for my left, and I have the circular part on the fleshy side, not the center of my palm where there's a gap there. And then you can just put the wire whichever way is convenient for you. For the foot straps, I have it going the same direction as my toe so that it goes outside the bed sheets. So that's how to put them on. So here's the box, Rife Digital, and open it up, and there's everything I just showed you, plus an extra set of straps. Here is actually the Canadian and American adapter. I'm using the Asian one now. All the extra pieces, adapters that they sent me. More wires. And the booklets. I keep a pencil in there too. So there's the quick start. When you first get it, it'll tell you different, different functions, what they mean, how to set it. The next book, Electrotherapy Device, gives you a little introduction on electrotherapy. And at the back, there's this ginormous, it doesn't look very big, but it is, list of symptoms and diseases that you can set the frequencies on. So each treatment, there's in this machine there's 10 groups. You choose one, say group 1. They all have when you get the book or when you get the machine, you have a what do they call it? Like a default settings, but you can change any of them. So let's say you want to work on Lyme disease. So you go in this book here, you find Lyme, I go to L, find Lyme disease, and there's 10 frequencies. Starts with F0, F1, F2, all the way to F9. So there's 10 numbers. You plug those numbers in the machine, and then you choose your function. There's different functions that are listed in here, which I won't talk about right now. You choose your function, which is basically how you want the electricity to flow, whether it's just going to be a steady flow or a pulsing flow, the timing, etc. And then what? So you go to Lyme, you put your functions in, or sorry, you put your frequencies in, you put your function in, and then you hit start, and then you just lay back and relax. The nice thing about this professional one is that it's got so many of these frequencies, and not only does it have these frequencies, it's got something called the super sweep and convergent sweep, and those are basically, they touch on every frequency. So if you're not sure what you should be working on, if you don't know if you have Lyme, or maybe you're not sure if you've got some kind of parasite, you don't know which parasite, or anything, or if maybe you've tried a few different frequencies and they're not working, so it's good to try that, and it will touch on every frequency, so it'll give you a little bit of healing there. Another nice thing about the professional is that the 2 ports, you can either use them, as I said earlier, on your hands or your feet, or both. So if you use them on both, the book talks about something about if you want to work on meridians, then use your hand, the hand straps and the foot straps. So I don't have details on meridian therapy, but either way it's going to work. If you want to work on 2 people at once, you can do that as well. So instead of you using the foot and the hand straps, you and a partner or whatever, somebody else can use the other set of straps on either the hands or the feet. But you can only do one group or one frequency group at a time. So if you're working on Lyme but the other person is working on cancer, you're going to have to work on Lyme first for the 2 of you, and then cancer for the next, for the other person. It won't hurt you if you don't actually have cancer, but you've got the frequencies running through you. It's not gonna harm you if you've taken on, if you've used the frequencies for something that you just don't have to deal with, that you don't have. So that's that in a nutshell for the first video. I'll talk a little bit more on the next one. Oh, by the way, I will put a link to this website, to this machine that I've got, so that you can check out their options for different types of machines.